Okay. All right, so we back on. All right, that's right. All right, that's right. That's right. Let me get it back. Let me get it back. That's trash. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me clear these technical difficulties real quick. Game coming on tonight too. All right, give me a second. All right, there we go. I'm not sure what happened. All right, let me see. I think I just need a new computer or something. Anyway, where was we? Where was we? All right. So back on what I was saying that this person said that. Uh, so I thought, all right, my bad. Hold on, I'm getting a call, man. I'm getting a call. All right, so where we left off, we talked about this guy. He's saying that there's no official function of DRB, no guidance on how to do it. Blah 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 blah. It exists outside of Navy legal instruction and guidelines. You can skip it entirely and send a seller to NJP. It literally doesn't matter. Ditto for XOI. I don't know. I don't know. I think that I would say there is an instruction that exists. It's a JAG manual when it comes to like guidance, right? It's like it's some guidance on it, right? You'll go to JAG menu to see that. But when it comes to how to do it, I mean, I don't think that there's anything detailed. That comes down to just leadership and competency. So, I mean, this person is right and not right. I mean, but I mean, I get the basis of where they're coming from, but I mean, there is something in there. I mean, it's not really a waste of time, but I'm not saying that it works all the time. So, but with X or Y, nah, man. I feel like you got to talk to XO. You got to talk to XO too. Anyway, let me see. All right, let's see. Damn, man, I keep getting a call. I keep getting phone calls when I'm trying to do this. All right, let's see. This guy 8 days a week said it doesn't work, makes junior sailors bitter. My experience was a Liberty incident overseas that got me sent to DRB and eventually to Matt. Before we even went, the boys not admitted to everything, and it wasn't no reason for the DRB, but they still went. Four of us went in front of probably like 50 chiefs, and they got screamed at the men for an hour. Many of the chiefs that talked crazy to them, they was some of the same very chiefs that they saw out past curfew with us. While they did deserve the match, they admitted, they gained nothing from the experience. And chiefs, they got about an hour of getting off on them and bullying junior sailors who made a small mistake with drinking a bit too much. And then he said obligatory aftermath. I mean, one thing I noticed about when it comes to like Reddit or just about in the internet, like lately, you've been seeing a lot of the like F the Chiefs master, F the Navy leader stuff. It's getting out of hand, man. Like when I first joined, that would probably never be a thing. But now, I don't know if it's the internet or what, but they getting crazy, man. They getting crazy. I mean, this dude is wild, man. He really just said like F the mess. All right. But like I said, but it's a thing too, right? We're not gonna go try to search and find these guys and identify who they are and whatnot. I mean, all we know, one, this dude, he probably not even in the Navy anymore. And two, like this is a place, right? Everybody anonymous, and like this is a safe place where they just talk about how they feel, man. I asked a question and people gave me an answer. So that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Dom. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, so my guy said, yeah, the internet is crazy. Yeah, they out there. In fact, man, I ain't gonna hold you, man. I seen something online the other day. I mean, I'm just scrolling through my timelines and stuff, and I see that it was like some people really beefing, like people that's in right now, and they was like going back and forth, taking shots at each other. I was like, what the hell's going on? Oh, and I don't know what it was about, man. I be trying. I know I be making these videos and these live streams and stuff, but I don't be into the back and forth internet stuff, man. Like, but anyway, they was, and it's like people that's up there in rank, and they're just like, yeah, you this, you that, and the sailors ain't this, and this person like, oh, the leaders ain't that. Yeah, they was going crazy, man. Like, and I'm just scrolling like, damn, man, internet different, man. Internet different. But anyway, all right, this person, Bone Mold Steve Austin. All right, I like the name. He bald head too. Let me see. All right, I ain't mad at him. My man Stone Cold Steve Austin. He says, I got emotional at a DRB after I left. After I left the room, I paused in that little dark room between the big metal door and the door to the hallway. He talking about the vestibule, I think. All right, because I heard them start talking and then laughing at me. Wow, that's petty. The rest of the DRB wasn't cool either. But that left a very sour taste in my mouth for every face in that room. I can see how. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. Like I said, I don't really like to go to them like that anyway. But I've been to a handful since I put on Anchors. My last CMC, he did it right though. That's a fact. That's a Fendi fact. All right, so he said he should have dropped the chief's name in front of him and watched the room get very uncomfortable very quickly. This person said that really wouldn't do anything besides put a target on your back. Oh, that's not good. And then Desolate Control said, can confirm that if you don't mention names, targets will be on you to discredit you as much as possible, scare you into being silent until you change commands, get kicked out, or leave. If you don't mention names or if you do. Okay, I don't know. All right. So, Blue Faded Giant. What kind of uniform he wearing? Blue Faded Giant. What kind of? All right, that's dope. I don't know. I ain't authorized either. All right. There's a word for being screamed at and demeaned for an hour. Hazing. Yikes. So he said it's hazing. Necessary Rooster said bullying would be better than DRBs. Hazing is any activity expected of someone joining a group or to maintain a false status in the group that humiliates, degrades, risks emotional or physical harm, regardless of the person's willingness to participate. All right, Blue Faded Giant, he on here again, all right? He said it is bullying. He said going to DRB, like what they do in DRBs is bullying, but it's also hazing. Here's the Navy's definition of hazing, according to the Secretary of the Navy instruction. All right, let's see. Let's just see what the it says. Hazing is defined by any conduct whereby a military member or members, regardless of service or rank, without proper authority, causes another military member or members, regardless of service or rank, to suffer or to be exposed to any activity which is cruel, abusive, humiliating, oppressive, demeaning, or harmful, soliciting or coercing another to perpetrate any such activity is also considered hazing. Hazing need not involve physical contact among military members. It can be verbal or it could be psychological in nature. Man, that's like instruction right there. I ain't gonna hold you. Going back to a couple that I've been to. Yeah, I can see how. I mean, that's easy to fit. I ain't gonna hold you. But let's move on. Necessary Rooster said he thought hazing was about initiating someone into a group. Maybe that's the actual definition, but the military uses a broader brush to stamp down on this S word. This guy said, crazy story. Oh, I said this. Kind of like saying F the mess. That's like saying F me, what I do. The point is that all of us on some double standard stuff like that, and we got a conscience. But we know how it goes. One rotten apple. I remember a long time I had a super garbage chief. He was absolute trash. I could have hated all the chiefs, but I just remember thinking, like, if I ever become a chief, never being like him. Finally, I chose to be that leader that opposed those who did contrary to what we stand for as a group. Realized that they are the reasons folks are leaving. Oh yeah, somebody went on me for that comment, but I edited it and I said I meant to be a little lighthearted and maybe you received it a different way. I didn't intend that. My bad. I said I'm not trying to go down your throat for how you felt. I mean, because he was talking about F the mess and all that, right? I told him I really don't take offense to that, but the point is that we're not all like the example above. It's important we all learn from this, no matter how bad it sounds. All right. Let me see. Yeah, and then this guy, he went back. He said, like, it's not crazy to say F the mess. He said an overwhelming majority of junior sailors, they probably share the same view towards the mess. Fact of the matter is, he never met a single chief he wanted to be like. So some chiefs were cool sometimes, but all us E5 and below, when it comes to push come to shove, damn near every chief would choose their anchors in a mess over us. That true? I've never seen any organization or group of people so badly skilled in the art of leadership as Navy chiefs. Yeah. As harsh as it is to hear, the Chiefs mess is a cancer to the Navy. It is in need of being completely done away or with seriously overhauled to the point where we don't recognize it for what it is today. And yes, I am extremely bitter. Yeah, I mean that somebody did a number on them. At least that's their perception of it. What's my man name? That's one hell of a comment right there, man. 8 days a week said some stuff just now. That's right. That hurt me, man. Damn. All right, so Blanca's Biscuit says, I've only met one chief who was for his people and not for the mess. They kicked him out of the chief mess room for the rest of deployment. And inflation, he says, oh wow. Yeah, 8 days. Yeah. So somebody said they asked eight days to give him a call. Yeah. I mean, damn, you gotta talk to him, see what's what, because damn, man, that's tough right there, man. All right, Desolate Control said he had 3 chiefs that were top notch. First one was so old he looked like he was due to retirement like 3 times over. I had a chief try to master me for not try to send him the mess for not being where he was supposed to be, skating when he was supposed to be helping the shop. Thing is, 2 other enlisted, both females, constantly skated and left me to do all the work. I'm guessing he's a guy. I called them out on their stuff and they skated harder. Then that chief tried to pull that stuff on me. The other chief, the old man chief, he blew up on the other guy because I was literally doing all the work with no breaks in front of him. Turns out the old man chief had a history of sticking up for junior enlisted and straight up calling the other chiefs out on their S word and overriding them. The others pulled some stuff and got him stuck in the corner of the workshop, well out of the way from everyone else. All right, cool. That's the story of his first chief. The second chief, he was a senior that was always chill, actually answered questions and did everything he could to make the junior sailors' lives easier. The third chief was new and didn't play chief games. She would actually do work and help. On numerous occasions, other chiefs would grab juniors and force them to do her work, and she would snap on other chiefs about how effed up it is they would pull someone busy or enjoying a little bit of downtime they have to complete the S that chiefs could have easily managed themselves. Sadly, the rest was all right. I get it. Damn, this right here. What's the name of this? It's called Do DRBs Work or Do DRBs Actually Work? Damn. Now this room is called like what's your worst chief story now? I mean, but that's a problem, man. And it's one to raise eyebrows, man. Want to raise eyebrows. If you any of these people that they talk about, man, you should feel some kind of way about it. That's how I feel. Yeah, they going crazy on the cheese. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, all right, let's look for some positive comments, man. All right, damn, they going crazy. All right, let's see. Yeah, all right. Okay, all right. Rabbit Snowflake. All right, I like the name Rabbit Snowflake. Rabbit Snowflake says, in my opinion, the Navy teaches you to learn more from the bad leaders than you do from the good ones. There's so much S that passes down that if you're paying attention, you remember F that person. I'm never going to be like that. You reacting to F the mess with confusion is in itself. And anchor wearing brethren are the culprits and cause that of attitude. Damn, I'm reading another one. I've had awful chiefs and I've had fantastic chiefs, but you folks are the cause and the solution of the problem. Fix yourselves and hold each other accountable. Yeah, we learned that. It doesn't matter if you're a good chief if you sit by and let the rest of the mess proliferate bullshit that doesn't benefit sailors or the Navy as a whole. Be the standard you're expected to enforce and hold each other accountable instead of sniffing up each other's asses and thanking each other for the privilege just because you're part of the mess. Majority of you aren't the leaders your rank reflects, so be better. The attitude exists because it's widespread behavior and it doesn't do anything or any good to be the only person outside during a storm insisting it isn't raining. I'm not gonna lie, that some of that flew over my head, but I got the majority of it. But I hear what he's saying. Message received, man. Damn. All right, let me. Damn, man. Man, they going in, man. All right, let me give me a regular comment, man. Oh yeah, this person kind of went in, man. Oh, you know what? This is a good comment right here. He said, hey man, it seems you're coming. If I was a bad leader, I wish someone would tell me. Yeah. So fellow chief says, just sent me a comment or a message saying, if I was a bad leader, I wish someone would tell me. And that's a fact. That's a fact. If and I hope like every chief that really means something feel about that. If you, or any bad leader in general, you don't have to be a chief, you're a leader, right? If you are a bad leader, you should want somebody to tell you when you're not doing well. All right? I mean, that's how you get better as a person. That's how you get better with organizations and all. That's my opinion. All right, let's see. This person right here, this is actually the mod of the thing, right? Moderator, they says, it seems like you're coming to our Navy because I had I responded to somebody. I ain't mean to respond, but they took it like I was saying like, oh, why you saying F me for? But all right, whatever. But anyway, they said it seemed like you coming to look for some sort of congratulatory or some positive feedback loop. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but that's my perception. It's probably a nice place on the internet. This is probably the one place on the internet where you're going to get an absolutely unbiased opinion and you're not going to like everything that you hear. The sailors are anonymous, and it means that they can tell a stone cold truth on how their mess is awful, and there's no chance of it getting screenshot and sent back to them like on Facebook. And I've seen that before, man. You know, like they bait people and they're like telling the truth, and then when they say it, they screenshot and be like, "Oh, you see? Look what Sailor Jerry said." Like, yeah, that's crazy, but I get it. He said, I think before you keep posting, you should give this a listen. Maybe engage in it with D-Guts. And this is D-Guts. Now, before I continue, I came across this podcast because of this post. It's called Don't Give Up the Shit Podcast. If you are not following that podcast, you need to be following that podcast. And also, while you're at it, follow my podcast. But Don't Give Up the Shit Podcast. This is a CSSCM. He's a submarine guy, and he has a podcast saying, "Don't give up the ship." I've listened to a few of their episodes. They interview some sailors, and they interview some people that used to be in the Navy and all that cool stuff. And I would tell you, man, like from where I'm standing as a perspective of a chief and somebody in the Navy, there's so much out there. There's so many sailors out there, a lot of smart people in the Navy and outside of the Navy that used to work in the Navy, and they give a lot of good interviews. This is also a podcast about professional development, leadership, all that stuff. You're first class. They got stuff in there about actually preparing your package, but it is so much in there, man. It's so much stuff to unpack. I wish I could promote it a little better, but this podcast is pretty cool. It's from CSSCM. I don't really know his name, but it's called Don't Give Up the Ship Podcast. You guys might want to check out that podcast. And while you're at it, show me some love too. Subscribe to me, right? Subscribe to me. All right, because I'm shouting out Don't Give Up the Ship Podcast, right? But follow me on Growth Talks from a Veteran as well. Check out my podcast as well. I just released episode 21. But Don't Give Up a Ship Podcast. You need to go follow them, download them right now, right? It's a pretty good one. You hear sailors, and they don't pull any punches there either, man, right? But anyway, let's continue. This guy said he don't like when sailors who mean well come into our Navy and get slapped in the face. You've been following this thread because it's about to turn into a fuck the mess thread. It has at this point. Most chiefs in the R Navy have proven that they can't handle that there is a problem with the mess. They get very defensive and very reactive when they get a message like what that person said. But you know what? I will say that maybe it seemed like I was like being a little butthurt about like what was said, but I wasn't. I was just responding. I'm saying, but anyway, he said, take a second, assess, be open-minded before you start lecturing sailors on how they need to be the chief they deserve. Right? Yeah, my bad. Right? And I responded. But me, I guess I responded with some humility. I said, hey, you know what? This made me think. I've been thinking about all lunch. Make sure I'm in check. I think my delivery was off. I understand the value of sailors we have. I do. I'm a sailor among them. Much respect on that heat check, though. I appreciate that. I'm here to get how it is. I don't want to come off like I'm trying to bump heads or lecture anybody for how they feel. Like I said, it's a safe place, right? So I totally get what you're coming from. Thanks for sharing. Also, thanks for introducing me to the podcast. It's some valuable stuff. This person was like, thank you. Like, I think you meant well. I'm sorry if my comment was abrasive. I've seen often. The mess gets hurt and offended when they come to Reddit and post pro-chief stuff. Community response is not usually what they expect. I don't want you to come in here and it gets ugly for you. I know several members of the mess who they quit contributing to the subreddit because it sucks to them, because they honestly have really good input and experiences to share. And yes, you guys, this, yeah. I mean, if you come in here, man, like if you're a chief, if you wearing anchors and you come to this page right here, I mean, yo, you might get the feelings hurt real fast. These sellers, they don't care, man. They out here and they expressing how they feel because they feel like somebody treated them without care. My man Don Puzzle Shelter 36 or 3960 said, sometimes the baby is ugly. If it's not, make sure it doesn't become you. Yeah. 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 And I'm telling you, he been on here too. So he see how it is. Like looking at all the posts and stuff, it gets crazy, man. All right. Hold on, let me see. Okay, next one. Okay, so ill inflation 7830. He says, oh, he came ready for war. He said, I'm ready to get down. Let me see. Oh yeah. Yeah. He said, ill inflation 7830. He said, I'm ready to get downvoted by the mess. It is obviously here right now because me and a few other people that cheese we commented or whatnot. He said, nah, DRB doesn't work. It makes juniors mistrust senior leadership worse than they already do. If they were held differently, maybe, but I don't see how getting in a room full of E7 through E9 in this room to scream at everybody is worth everybody's time. Yeah, he was he was tripping. Everyone I went to or someone told me about the reaction from a junior was usually that they would rather kill themselves right after. Not being melodramatic, but my chain of command made me constantly consider ways to kill myself rather than deal with their power tripping BS. Good luck adjusting the normal corrective actions after the Navy because newsflash, it's not normal to screen people into submission. It's toxic and it people up. Do that in the real world and you're getting fired. That's what they said, right? That's why E7 and above have such a hard time adjusting after they get out. They drank the Kool-Aid too deep and no one cares about change. Yikes. Oh man, this person was loving it, man. They was eating it all up. Yeah, everybody, they going crazy, man. Yeah, I agree. So my guy Dom said, you know, it's Master Chief, right? So he got 2 stars. Like with this right here, this is a good opportunity to talk with your sailors, right? Talk to your sailors about our Navy or Reddit, or not even Reddit, but talk to them about how they feel about them. You know, how do you feel about the perception of those that's over you? Like, do you think they have your best interests at heart? Do you think they care? Do you think they're trying to be good leaders for you? Are they here for you or are they not here for you? I can't lie. When I came to this page, I was very, very, very surprised to see like all the crazy stuff they were talking about. I mean, I thought that it was just going to be like a simple, just, you know, people going to have some funny stories or whatever. Yeah. So back to what I was saying about talk to your sailors about what they think about you or G-Smash or maybe leaderships and whatnot. See what they say. Don't be afraid or don't be offended by your answers, because as you can see, they got something to say, and it's not, oh, you doing a good job, or oh, I love the way. I mean, I'll tell you right now, right? I'm an admin officer right now. I see so many first classes right now. Like I'm having about like maybe 6 first classes like in the next couple months that's getting out of the Navy. These are people that probably at some point in time wanted to be chiefs, and now they out. They getting out of here. Something is wrong, man. I'm seeing right now, even right now, a chief is getting out. You know, separating like separating before it's 20. You know what I'm saying? So something is wrong. Give me a second. Let me check something out. 'Cause my phone is going off crazy here too, man. So all right, my bad. Okay. All right. All right, let me see. All right, let's see. This. All right, big area. Let's see. All right, let's find a positive comment. He says, "All right, come on, man." Yeah. Okay, all right. This one don't seem too bad. All right. So Hartmore says, "It depends on a mess. What your chain of command is trying to get out of the DRB and what the sailor did. Sometimes the chief, they just want to scare the sailor straight, right? You know, like that show Scare Straight, like that. A lot of times it's out of the chief's mess hands, and they're just there to find the facts in the case and pass it up to the XO and the CO." He says, "Last I've seen, a few cases dismissed at DRB, and the chief who sent them up get their ass handed to them. If it's a good mess, they'll listen to the sailor in trouble, come out with something resembling the truth. In the last 2 years, I think I've been a part of 30-something DRBs, and I think it breaks down as follows. 2 got dismissed at DRB for being unfounded, and 8 people were assigned EMI. The rest, they went up the CO's mass." And I'll say, like, at my last command, it was, from what I seen, like, all right, so here it goes, right? If somebody was going up and, you know, they was burning spliffs or whatever, automatic. I mean, we don't even gotta talk about it. They was going to mass, right? I remember this one dude, like, he even smoked and whatnot. I think he still went to DRB. I can't remember, but they wasn't yelling at him and stuff. He wasn't getting yelled at. I mean, he told his story too. He told his truth. You know, he said, "You know, I had some Rice Krispie treats. It was real good. I had some food. It was good." And I mean, and ain't nobody yelling, screaming at him for that. You know, I've also seen you know, some was like smoking or something like that. You know, on a ship or something like that. And I seen the whole thing, and I would tell you, like, they was messing up on military bearing, facing movements, all that stuff. But nobody was yelling at this one, you know. And it's really because my CMC, he really didn't allow that. He was really about getting the facts. And he wasn't soft. I tell you right now, he wasn't soft. I mean, he was crazy. That's what he was. But he wasn't soft, not at all. But when it came to that, he had sound leadership and sound judgment. So it worked. All right, let's see what this person said. They said, "Yeah, man, they going crazy with it." Who is this person? Let me see. Yeah, who is this? He's dead, 59. And what happened to your other eye, man? You go to medical? All right. So, scared sailor straight is the entire problem with DRB in the mess. You might scare some junior E4s and below straight, but any E5 and up with some salt on them just turns bitter. Then they go back to their shop and tell their friends their version of the story, increasing bad sentiments with leadership in their friends group. That is a very, very good point. Scared sailor straight is dangerous rhetoric because it's suggesting that when the GW was called Cell Block 73. Let me read that again. Scared sailor straight is a dangerous rhetoric to be suggestion when the GW was called Cell Block 73. Yeah, that is. Found it up in the comments. A chief coming to talk to the sailor one-on-one, providing the sailor trust the chief is far more effective tool. The mess touts how their network of chiefs and collective power is better for the Navy. When sailors disagree, one E7 can accomplish far more. Well, I think I know what you meant, right? So chief talk, we count E7 as a bad thing, but I get what you're saying. So you're saying one chief, one person, one effective chief is way better than a whole bunch of crusty ones just talking a whole bunch of stuff. All right, I get you. Let me see. All right, this guy says, Hurtmore says, I saw that comment and I agree. If I'm sending an E5 to mass, though it isn't stopping at DRB. I've seen a few E5s and E6s get sent up for things outside the chief hands and get handled at DRB like this. For example, Petty Officer Second Class was having a bad day under a lot of stress. Lieutenant Commander walks in the work. He walks into the work center with something stupid. Second Class snaps and he's very disrespectful. Lieutenant Commander, he puts him on report. And in those cases, Second Class is advised to come to DRB and be respectful and sorry. The issue was then stopped at DRB with EMI, which in reality never gets done. I guess. I mean, I guess. That mean they win. Sometimes you have bad days. And I don't know. Let's see. What's the original question? Let's see. Okay, so back to this thing where this kid says he ready to get downvoted by the mess. Doesn't work. Make sellers distrust and all that cool stuff. I finally asked, have you ever even been a DRB? If so, how would you conduct one? I can't lie. All of the ones I got sent to, I got my ass chewed. And I deserved it every time. I can't lie. I did. The last mess I was in, I said, it was conducted way differently. I thought it was much more effective. It was a conversation with military bearing and stuff, obviously, but still. And things, they didn't go as bad as I thought DRBs would go. Mind you, I was used to seeing them go with all that chewing all over the place. When I used to be with the stars of them. I used to be one of the stars of DRB. Right? Okay, so inflation, he responded back. He said he'd been to 2 DRBs. One went to XOY and the other, it did not. All right, let's see. Okay, all right. Geez, this is a lot of stuff right here. All right, I'm not gonna read that whole thing. Competitive Talk 167, he says he's never been to DRB, but he heard horror stories about them. Buddy of his went to DRB, not a top performer, but a good dude. I don't remember exactly what he did, but the most memorable thing he said was, a chief questioned my ability to be a good father and brought my wife and kids into it. That right there is some bullshit. I gotta admit, it is. Like, what's the purpose of DRB if chiefs are just going to belittle sailors and they're getting out? Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. All right, they said, when is leadership going to realize that the toxicity is the reason why the Navy is so effing inexperienced right now? They push out the people who get stuff done and are SMEs or subject matter experts and who have competency or intelligence. The people that stay behind are real good at bake sales, picking up every collateral duty at the command. Oh man, that's crazy. I feel some kind of way about that, man, because I used to do a bake sale here and there. I used to do a collateral here and there. I mean, I did my job too, but it would have. All right. Then he said, Manning is replenished with inexperience that need years worth of training in a few months because we have to get this guy fully qualified. I like being in the Navy, and there are chiefs that I respect to the fullest. I've had khaki leadership that inspired me to do more for myself. I've also had khakis, he spelled khakis wrong right here, that deliberately F over your junior sailors. Don't do enough to help them out, and there's some that downright are disrespectful and forget where they come from. I really hopes that it changes. People, hear them, see the comments. They hope that this changes. See, a lot of people think that these sailors are out of control and all this stuff, but with all these comments that I'm reading and whatnot, it seems like they feel like they getting slighted and they just speaking out. It sounds like they want to be inspired, man. I know when I first came, I was pretty inspired, but then I started thinking like, wait a second, these folks is changing. And now I'm one of those folks. Now I can either continue that trend of being like all these guys right here that they're talking about, or I can get it together and try to make something different and try to make a change. And I'm sure there's somebody who's also thinking that same thing. But this guy, this sailor saying, I hope it really changes. He's talking about experience, the experience and the retention of experience right now that we have going on. I said, I got like 6 first classes right now that I'm working on as separations. 6. And this is for June alone. We still got some in July. We had about 4 last month. We have a chief in there. We got a whole bunch of people. And guess what? I talk with them. And you know what these guys say every time? They talk about our leadership. And take a wild guess what part of the leadership they're talking about. And I'm looking for a good comment right now, and I'm not finding it. And it's like 200 comments, so I'm sure it's something in there, but this is starting to make me feel some kind of way about it. But let me continue, because I'm sure we're gonna find something there. It gotta be something there, right? Gotta be something in there. All right, he says, this is definitely one picture I've had at DRB. I don't know, Dom. I think the synergy, it was once there, the FCPOs and the Chiefs, but now it's I don't know, that synergy is dying. In the command climate surveys and all that stuff, they talk a lot about like these kind of things. In the CRT meetings and stuff, they talk about the fact that they can't talk with one another. So I don't know, man. Where is it? All right, let me go back to it. All right, Notorious 9855 says, this is definitely one picture I've had of DRB. Chiefs who I knew cheated on their wives and were having sex with junior enlisted, taking jobs at a personal life. All right, I don't want to read. All right, I don't want to read that one. All right. Yeah, I can't read that. All right. Okay. I'll read this one. Competitive Talk 167. Who is Competitive Talk 167? Competitive Talk got a goat. What is that on? Had a rabbit? All right, I ain't mad at you. And he got the RPOC. He got the flotation device on. I'm not mad at him. All right, so he says, honestly, it annoys me to no end because I ran a ship and I had a second class that was mapped the previous year. He does absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Except use his phone, and he got mapped because someone knew how to put together a good package. Oh, he's admin savvy. I no longer have him, and I'm so happy I don't. I have a good group now that wants to succeed. Yeah, majority of my guys want out, but I don't care, and I'm going to ensure that they have everything they need, even if they do not plan on staying in. I also stress college on them because F it. The Navy can pay for it. And I'll tell you, back to that point right there, that Competitive Talk 167 talking about, on that podcast that I talked about, Don't Give Up the Ship podcast, it was an episode where they talked about preparing sailors to get out, right? Yep. Preparing sailors to get out. And he spoke about how some, they have this thing where it's like, all right, yeah, he's getting out, so all right, like especially when it comes to maps, right? They're like, all right, well, he's getting out, so the map don't mean much to him, so we're not gonna map him, even though they're like the most qualified ones, the fully qualified one, and they'll give it to somebody else who's not really deserving of it. And he also spoke about putting a lot in the sailors, even if they're getting out, and not giving up on them and being like, all right, well, you're getting out, well, whatever, because that might change the tide on how they feel about things. That might change how they want to go about their future. Maybe they might say, ah, you know what, man, this chief or this master chief, senior chief, he took care of me so well. I think I'm gonna stay a little bit longer. I might do one more enlistment. I might get out at shore duty, or I might re-enlist for a few more years. But I think that people, they make decisions based on the influences that they have around them. In most cases, especially if you're a young sailor, and most of the sailors that are getting out are in their 20s, got their whole life ahead of them. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I got a comment. I got a comment right now. It says, don't give out EPs or maps. They should be earned. Yeah. So back to competitive talk, 167. Then Puzzle Shelter 3960. They said, don't give out EPs or maps. They are earned. They should be earned. Yeah. I remember this sailor. Like she was really good. I mean, she was okay, right? In a respect department, it wasn't so much. You know, a military baron was no way up there. And other than that, she probably deserved to be like a map if you could get past that. But the respect department, it was real big, you know. And that's the thing. If you get into it with like the Chiefs and C and CMC and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to meet that. And I think that that was her issue. And so she really was missing the mark on getting map every time. No matter how bad she wanted, she would get mad all the time. But if she fixed that military baron, and if she fixed that respect and stuff, she could have been got map. So you don't give EP, and she was cool, doing a lot of good work, like a lot of quals and all that stuff, but was lacking in the area of military baron. And she missed like years of opportunities to actually get mapped. Maps and EPs are not given, they are earned. Or at least they should be. Right? I got another comment about some people get maps and stuff because like sometimes they're paper champions. And yeah, it's right. But that's usually when everybody is coming. That yeah. Check out what my man said. All right. So more to, he said, just because they're available, it doesn't mean that you have to use them either. He's talking about EPs. I've seen, this is like one of the first times I've ever seen it. I've seen like, it was like a summary group of people, right? It was at least like, it was a good amount of EPs, right, for the group. And I will say that the reporting senior did not give everybody an EP. I was just like, hey, there's some more EPs in there. I don't want to give all the details and whatnot. I don't want to identify nobody. But it was like, it's like, all right, you got like 6 EPs, you're only using like 3. And they like, yeah, well, not everybody is up to par this time around. That was the first time I've ever heard that, because I've always was like, if it's EPs, give them to the people. And I said, damn, that's crazy. And then I said, well, you got this many MPs, and they didn't even use all the MPs. When I saw that, I said, wow, this is how you lead. Yep. Yeah, that's right. I'm not using them. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right, let me move on. But long story short, back to that thing about EPs. Long story short about the EP story, right? So not everybody got EP, not everybody got MP. The rest got Ps and whatnot. And I got another comment saying like, And I'm sure that those leaders said like, all right, damn, I couldn't issue all of the EPs or MPs out. What am I doing as a leader? And that, I think that's a really important thing to ask if you are a leader of some sort, and if your people are not going where they need to as far as like their promotion statuses and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with asking like, what am I not doing as a leader? I think that's really important. That's pretty dope. That, right? If you can be humble enough to ask yourself that, right? All right, cool. But yeah, I mean, that's just food for thought, though. That's a good comment, Don. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm sure they are, Don. I'm sure his leaders actually asking themselves that. All right. Let's see. This guy says, I understand there has to be some. All right, so so Blockhead 23 Nin says, I understand there has to be some sort of discipline, but I don't know. You can yell that by a posse of bitter middle-aged men and women who have done equal or worse things seem counterproductive to me. Surely in this day of age, we could come up with something more effective, can we? I don't know. If that's the case, what would people do that's more effective? What would people do that's more effective? And hold on, somebody messaged me. Damn, man. I told you I was going to live stream. Yeah. And I said, I wonder how this comment would go in a DRB. This person, Dr. Eric D, says, aren't you a senior chief? You know exactly how I go. And I said, like, honestly, I don't know how it would go. Time and place, probably a comment for the command climate. I said, it's probably a comment best for the command climate. But in the mess, it would be interesting. It would be more interesting if somebody admitted that outright. Senior chief? Not yet. I'm just a chief. And then Blockhead 23 Nin, he said it's only one way to find out. Right? Far and shitted, I think this is, right? Right, far and shitted said, I've been a DRB once. In the weeks leading up to it, my chief got really close to me and started to feel like a close friend of mine. Nice. I would vent to him like every day about the situation and everything that was going on in my life and just tell him how stressed I was. It would seem like he was always trying to help. Turns out he was doing this to get information used against me in my DRB. Wow. Man. That's like when the evolution, who was it? That's like when Triple H, Ric Flair, and Batista, they all turned on my man Randy Orton in the Revolution. What was that? The Evolution? That's like, damn, man, they got close to him. He told them his dreams, his aspirations, everything. And they turned on him, man. And that's cold right there, man. That's right. And this is a fellow cat, like, I just got a comment from like somebody else that's like that. And he said, like, I wouldn't even trust anybody if you did that to me. And honestly, I wouldn't trust you if you did that to me. That's cold right there. Person came and told you everything, right? You know, getting close to you, like damn, chief, I'm going to DRB. Listen, I was going through all this stuff, yada yada yada. And you're like, yeah. And then you went ahead and just hit him with the okie doke and DRB, told everybody like, oh yeah, and guess what? And like, man, that's crazy, man. Every single little thing I told him and vented to him about, it was brought up at my DRB. DRB is just a sick, twisted game to most chiefs, and it's sad because if it was done correctly, he would be extremely helpful for the sailor and the command. I couldn't even say anything about that. Man, that's crazy, man. I'm not feeling that, man. That's a downvote right there, man. Shaking my head. So I had to say shaking my head. That's the only thing I can say there. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's trash right there, man. Let me see. Let me. That was trash. That was trash. That's trash. That was trash. I'm sorry. All right. Let me see the next comment. That was trash. All right, so inflation 7830 says, say it with me. I respectfully request to remain silent, and it is my constitutional right. That's what you say when you go to DRB. I mean, you can honestly, if you was to go to DRB, you actually can invoke your right to remain silent. I've seen this dude do it. He said, I plead the fifth. They made him say it right, but like, yeah. You're 100% right in theory, but unfortunately, DRB is pretty guilty until proven innocent kind of thing. Damn. Inflation says, I feel you, but there's nothing that can be said in that room other than thank you. That will not make it any worse. They already know you're going to escalate, if they're going to escalate or not before you walk in. I would sooner talk to the XO CEO than go to a DRB board and let those you can at least have legal by you. Yeah, so I thought about that, right? Puzzle Shelter 3960 says, right? Like in response to that inflation comment, right? About right to remain silent. Like, he said he would use that opportunity to try to get it drop that DRB though, right? I mean, well, you gotta think about it. If you stone cold wrong, maybe you should do that, right to remain silent. If I mean, you know, use your Fifth Amendment if you know that you probably did a lot of crazy stuff, right? Maybe you need legal with you, but if you know that like you did something that like maybe like you get EMI for it, I go through the DRB. Like I said, I'm a vet. I've been a DRB a good amount of times, man. And like honestly, every time I just kept it real. I mean, one time I went to this DRB, and it was actually like a chief that was in the spot that I wasn't really supposed to go. And he saw me, I saw him, and like he was with somebody that wasn't, that he wasn't supposed to be with, and he just turned and he got a drink. And when I saw him in DRB, he saw me and he didn't say anything. I mean, he didn't even look at me. He had his head down the whole time, because I was like, yo, damn, man. Yeah. Hold up. So back to that right to remain silent comment that I said, right? Puzzled had something else to say about it. With the right to remain silent, that's it. It keep on going up. So there's no real chance to kind of clear your name or get EMI. So that would be a benefit to going to DRB. I mean, a lot of these comments, a lot of people saying it don't work. I mean, I think in the beginning I was seeing a lot of comments about it working, but I don't know where the hell those get buried to. Am I going to read all of these? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. All right. All right. The Modern Bachelor 12 says, if you're a chief, that's a formality. I think that was the very first comment, honestly. And I said that doesn't answer the question. I'm a chief. I've been to DRB about 4 times. I've never been to mass. Are you? Oh yeah, and that's another thing. I've been to DRB all these times, and I've never been to captain's mass. I'm probably one of the luckiest people in the world, but I've never ever been to captain's mass. Every time I went to DRB, I was like, yep, this is it. It's a wrap. I'm going. And I never ever went. A lot of times it was because I was up in there and it was like, this idiot. Like honestly, like just about every time. Like it was only one time where I really didn't do anything. But I remember it was one time, like I had like I had a lot of people at my house, and we were like playing cards and whatnot. And it was one guy, he was like drinking and whatnot, and everybody else, we were playing cards, so we weren't really drinking. And finally, it get to the point where they're like, "Well, why didn't y'all stop him from drinking? Why didn't y'all stop him from leaving the house?" Because he was drinking and he left the house because it was boring. He was like, "Yo, you know what? We was playing cards. That's all I'm gonna say, right?" And he didn't want to. He didn't like. We wasn't trying to drink nothing. We need to be focused on the card game, right? That's all I say. If you was there, you know. But he was drinking Hennessy like crazy, because I had like a bar in the house and all that. He drinking Hennessy, right? And finally he was like, "Yo, you know what? Y'all barring. I'm going to this bar with him." Right? Long story short. And we was like, "Yo, dude, you probably should just sleep it off, man. Like you've been drinking a lot." He's like, "Nah." Right? At the time he was higher ranked than me, for one. And then I ain't gonna lie, he was bigger than me. Way bigger than me. And then everybody else was chilling, so nobody was really like on that type of time, like nobody was trying to kill a vibe or anything like that. But anyway, finally he left, and the next day or that night he got into an accident, destroyed like property and all that stuff, and it was crazy. But anyway, at the DRB, like I remember they called me in and prepared the what is it, a sit rep? I can't even remember, to help get it ready. And as I'm getting the information, I'm like, oh my god. Right? And finally, like one of the chiefs that was there was like, "I know he was at your house. I know, because I heard all y'all talking about." And I heard all y'all talking about, like he was fiending too. And I couldn't even say anything because he was right. And honestly, man, like the next week I'm up in DRB and whatnot, and like man, that was rough right there. I knew right then and there, like, oh, I'm in trouble. But anyway, like they going on and whatnot, and this is where I was like, what the hell do you say? So they're like, why is it that y'all let him leave the house? Like, how come he was drinking and he left the house? We was like, we couldn't stop him. And then this senior chief was like, well, you could have like, why didn't you, like, if you really cared, you would have like put hands on him, you would have tried to fight him or something so he won't get out the house. And I thought about it for a while. I was like, damn, this seemed like a trap right here. Just be quiet, just be quiet. But I had to say something. I'm like, senior chief, if I had put my hands on him, then I would be up here for assaulting blank blank, whatever his rank is. As soon as I said that, it was like 1,000 chiefs. They started going crazy. "Oh, shut the fuck up," going crazy on me. I was like, oh man, damn, I got caught up, man. I got caught up. I was like, oh man. But yeah, it was like they told me like I should have like tried to fight him or something like that so he can stay in. And I already knew, like, if we would have fought him out or beat him up or whatever, like, or we would have jumped him or whatever the case may be, we'd all got in trouble. So either way, I was damned if I do, damned if I don't. And I thought I was going to mass for that. I didn't go to mass, so I was happy for that. But yeah, that was crazy. Anyway, let's go. Like, all right, all right. So this is CVN 70, year 2013. He says, "I got screamed at by 5 or 6 crusty, overweight Master Chiefs, including my own, for about an hour. I made the XOI and mass seem like a pleasant formality. When he got there, that's what it seemed like. Highlight of his DRB was getting yelled at for being out of uniform because he didn't realize he had a good cookie ribbon." That's so petty, man. And then I laughed. I ain't gonna hold you. I laughed. I said, you ain't even had to throw the overweight crusty in there, man. But the good conduct thing, that's so pointless. Like, yeah, like, and that's how you know you don't really got nothing to yell about, man. Like, They sitting there, and you piece of you out of uniform. You don't got your good conduct ribbon. Like, what's the point? They probably about to go to mass and lose it anyway. So I don't know. They just be just bored. This person said, I mean, the boy usually takes low stabs and like that at people when they're on the deck play. Oh, what? I mean, the boy usually takes low blow stabs like that at people when they're on a deck plate. Okay. All right. This person is an aviation chief, right? So he's an A something, right? He says they absolutely can work. If done properly, I haven't been to one in ages where it was a be out season. We try to get to the facts on the incident and then provide a recommendation to the CO. My favorite one in the last year is a young sailor who was having attitude issues enough that she came in a DRB. As we talked to her, we realized that she was having a hard time adjusting to that deployment life, right? And she didn't know how to manage her feelings. We sent her to DRC. What the hell is DRC? And she was given some tools to manage her feelings. Now she's a rock star and doing great things in the command. That is the one that I wanted to see. See that right there? When it's done right, that's what happens. Now she's a rock star, right? So she went to DRB and it came up that she had a lot of feelings and whatnot about deployment life. Maybe it was her first time on deployment or whatever the case may be. And they got down to that and they helped her. They sent her to DRC or whatever that is. And she was given some tools to get her feelings in order and whatnot. And now she's a rock star, right? Finally a good comment. Finally. This is what we came here for. This the juicy comment right here. Finally. This is what DRB is for. All right, and then Flush Sevi. Hold on, let me see Flush Sevi. Flash Sevi, all right. Wait, hold on, man. What kind of hood is that? That's Gavinci. Hold on. All right, Flash Sevi, right? Hey, yeah, I see you negative. Hold on. I say, yeah, sure. No child sessions. Please tell me more. I've witnessed one a month ago or so where the NCCM went out to fully profile a guy that was a top performer in the past few years based on the previous cases he saw. Also, that Master Chief just checked in at the command a week prior to the DRB. So he didn't even know more than 5% of the people. Damn. While unicorn cases like the one you describe exist, most of the time it's a empowered trip show put on by E7 Plus that rarely take into account fact. Damn, another one? I need to get a streak going, man. Jesus. All right, so inflation 7830. All right, let's see what this one. He said, my last day before I got out, I got an honorable discharge. Calm down. He said, my SEL said, fuck you, Petty Officer Smith. He got frustrated because he wasn't giving him something to work with. Most of his responses were, thank you, rank. Okay. And when they said, fuck you, Smith, Petty Officer Smith, he responded, thank you, Master Chief. Yo, what? He said, I wish I had recording for the gasp that he got. He was like, what the else was he supposed to say? Yeah, I get that, right? What you gonna say? Yeah, that's crazy right there. All right, so this guy right here, hold up, what kind of glasses these on? Oh, my man got Ray-Bans on. All right, I ain't mad at you. My man, yeah, he obviously not in the Navy because you can't even have hair that long. All right, anyway, he says, I agree. My last command had a CMC that ran them really well. Our intention with most of the DRBs was to get to the root of the problem and correct the issue. I'd estimate less than 60% of them, they went higher than us. Some cases, they automatically went up DUIs and stuff like that, but sometimes they found mitigating effects that helped the CO in his decision. One example, DUI is a case where with a sailor, they normally wasn't a drinker. They was having issues with their family back in the States. When they went to Mass, we also got in contact with the Fleet and Family counselor that was able to work with him and his wife for their issues. All right, here go another win one. All right, good. I'll also add that there was rarely any yelling at those DRBs unless the sailor was being less than truthful or he was being disrespectful or something like that. Most of those cases, they was handled at their level or at the chief's level with EMI and stuff like that. A recall at a watch station or something, or it just dropped after acknowledgement that the sailor had learned from their mistakes. That's what it's all about. It's a fact-finding body, all right? And yeah, we screw up, right? That's the human in us as sailors and as leaders. We screw up, man. That's all, and we get it together. I'm not mad at that. Okay. There we go. All right, I'm not mad at that at all. All right, who's up in this chat, man? Hell, who's up in this chat, man? Let yourself be known, man. I know I got Dama here. Who else is in here? If you guys not following me, man, follow me. Go to Growth Talks from a Veteran. Go on YouTube. Follow me on the podcasting directories. I got my podcast up and live. Also, follow me on Twitch if you're on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter at tone_IM. And all those other good platforms, man. I'm gonna keep on going. Give me some feedback. Let me know how I can make this better. Let me know if the sound quality is good or whatever. You know, I got a bum computer right now because, you know, like I got military working equipment. I got the military grade equipment right now, so it ain't really working the way it's supposed to. But anyway, let me know. Somebody give me some feedback. Let me know what's right, what's wrong, what I could do better. All right, we're gonna continue to keep on going for more of these. All right, damn, this is another one. Focus leather. Let me see. Give me these glasses. Fake glasses, man. Your glasses ain't even real. Anyway, Focus Leather said DRB is usually what? Move. Yo, move. All right. Focus Leather said DRB is just legal bullying. It doesn't actually work. Just act like this. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. All right, let me see. Hold on. Oh, shoot. No. Let me not do that. All right, let's see. Hold on. Don. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check out my thing right now. All right, so like this guy said, DRB is just legal bullying. It doesn't actually work, and they just like to act like it does. Okay, all right, cool. And I said, what would you do instead of legal bullying? Because I mean, I think that's pretty fun. But let me see what happened. Let me see. Oh, what he said? Hold on, let me see. What? Yo, what's going on? This week. All right, good looking out, man. Good looking out. All right, cool. All right. Good looking. All right, cool. All right. All right, so this person, Rabbit Snowflake, mind your business, Rabbit Snowflake. I asked Focus Leather, what would you do? This person says, all right, what would you do instead of legal bullying, right? Rabbit says, I'd rather face that person actually responsible for dealing out the punishment personally. DRB for pissing hot or DUIs waste of time. I said that earlier. Whatever guidance or support can be offered offline, like a human being, without the pomp and circumstance, because you're not stopping what happens next. All right, that's right. But I said, hold on, man. Hold on, shipmate. I said, the CEO usually make decisions based on a preponderance of evidence. That system is designed to gain facts at the DRB, at that level, and at the XOI level too. It's also important the CEO don't make judgment based on his own bias, because that has happened before. If he had a council present, it could work, right? Like if instead of like If you just want to talk to just a CO by himself, if you had a council president, it could work, right? But it would be like the same thing, right? You're right about one of the most irrecoverable sins in the Navy, right? The hot piss and maybe the DUI, right? You shouldn't have to go all the way up and go through the whole process, right? If it's stone cold hard facts that you're wrong, you shouldn't have to go to no damn like DRB X or Y. It's just a waste of man hours and time, right? I would also add like no doubt sexual assault, like a person like like they are someone. I don't even like to say the word. Then it should be any board for them, man. All right, so this person looked like another positive comment. Hold on. This is a positive comment coming up right here. All right. And this ain't even a sailor. This is a wolf. My man, all right, cool. I ain't mad at you. My man ain't never even been in the Navy. Don't know what you talking. All right, so DRB is a great tool if you're a chief with an ego come on, man. Damn. I love preaching Navy instructions and love preaching Navy instructions while perpetrating that's I guess that's what you meant, that go against, and love demeaning and demoralizing your sailors and think the entire Navy revolves around the goat locker. It's supposed to be a fact-finding mission. Yet the only facts deemed relevant by the clowns in charge that day. That's why the real chiefs, you know the ones, the chiefs actually on a deck place, not just visiting or showing face, really attend DRBs unless they're forced to, spelled too wrong, or one of their people are involved. Where's Morgan Freeman at? Yeah. All right, I'll take that. All right, so Blue Faded Giant says, let me see. Yeah, man, my man got a whole thing. Yeah, I get it. All right. Yeah, let's see. All right. We're gonna try to find a good one. I mean, in theory, it's supposed to. Granted, I had recently went to DRB, was recommended to be dropped at DRB. Still got sent all the way up only to be dropped at mass. Oh man. I asked how to go all the way up the mast. He said the captain wanted to hear the situation in question for himself. It was retarded. All right. And I did the face palm. Okay. Okay. All right, let's read this one. All right, so if DRBs were actually what they said to be a fact-finding mission, where that person had their chance to tell their side of the story before going to see the bosses, right? Then it would totally work. I don't mind raised voices or yellings or whatever, but the reason why they're at DRB, like it's not even about the reason why they're at DRB, all the yelling and stuff, right? They seen everything and everyone in the barracks at his command who failed the room inspection, right? In 6 previous months, they sent all those people to DRB. He was among them. What he expected? Yelling how dirty his room was, being taken out of proportion. You know, the usual stuff, right? All right, and mild belittling. What he got was screaming. 5 minutes out of 45 minutes, DRB dedicated to the state of my room, right? So he was legitimate garbage, made to say the sailors create in the mirror they had several times. That is crazy. Yeah. He said that he was told he was legitimate garbage and made to say the sailors create in a mirror they had several times on repeat because he needed more motivation. That is crazy. He reamed about not having called in my ship by the senior chief who pulled me out of my shop and threw me in the admin department 4 days after sea school. Some chief brought up my parents and said that they would be disgusted and disappointed how he was performing. He was taken aback when he said that that they're still very proud. Okay. They're still very proud he made it farther in life than they did. Either way, through all the DRBs, I saw there was only one sailor who they saw a DRB help. There were a lot that happened. In this day and age, if you're getting routed to mass, there's either a case or there isn't, which I haven't seen, which I've seen lead to DRBs happening just so the mess have their fun with them and help the sailor who they already had was no case. Damn, man, where's your grandma at, man? All right, so let's see. So in their current state, I feel DRBs fell way more than they have. All right, cool. Original story. All right. Unlike several people in this thread, I don't think that one sailor it did help is worth the 20 sailors it didn't. I think they could be powerful and they could be a good tool with the proper CO instruction guidance. I agree. All right. And so I got a comment not too long ago on this fact here. Right. And this is the way I've seen it before. I mean, they send everybody DRB and all that. That's stupid. Right. But anyway, I've seen like just like the comment suggests, Puzzle said, right? 3 times you failed 3 inspections. That's it. You know, you going back on a ship, and most people would do that. I ain't no need to waste time with DRB and all that, right? If you in the barracks and whatnot, or wherever you are, like, I mean, if you in a barracks, then it's different. But if you on a ship, like you in a barracks, that's like almost like a privilege. You just go back to the ship. So I guess if you're on shore duty, then you have to go to DRB or something. All right, let me see. That's it. Yeah. It was an instruction. Okay. But if they if they only have the barriers, then what do you do though? Yeah. And I said, thank you for sharing your experience. It sounds like it was some BS, and I feel like it didn't have anything to do with correction. Some of this stuff, the mirror and the parents thing, like, I don't think I can do that. Like, that's too much. They work on getting you to admit wrongdoing. Say nothing, ask for your lawyer. Yeah. Yes, and yes 1,000 times. Never admit the guilt. Refuse to answer questions. Ask for legal rep. If you're in DRB, you have all the cause. Otherwise, why wouldn't they wouldn't need to find facts? Not really. And so these are some C lawyer comments. I would say, and you know, shout out to everybody out there. I would say don't listen to C lawyers, because, like, honestly, C lawyers, man, sometimes they be saying based on stuff that they heard from somebody else. But I will say, as a vet, when it comes to DRB, right? As a DRB vet, your best bet is just keep it 100, man. Just tell the truth. That would be my best guess, right? And I mean, yeah, and I done lied with the best of them. But like for DRBs, I ain't gonna hold you, man. Your best bet is to probably just keep real and tell the truth. So the C lawyers and stuff, like, that's cool. But you know what? One thing I will say, if they saying talk to legal, of course, talk to legal, right? But don't just like listen to people, because, like, especially if somebody just really like hate khakis and they got that C lawyer mentality, try not to listen to them unless they're saying something like go to legal. If that's the case, you go to legal. But like, take it from me, man. Like I would go through the process. You know what I'm saying? But I can understand if somebody's saying that they don't want to go through the process, because I mean, from all these things I'm seeing, man, it don't really go the way you want it to go, or the way you would expect for it to go. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Yeah, this is crazy. These comments is just ridiculous. So, all right. So what I've gathered so far from all of this, does DRB actually work? We're not going to restart. We're going to do it later. Snooze that. All right. So does DRB actually work? Based on the comments I'm seeing right now, it's still up for debate, right? It's still like opinionated. How much do we have to work with? Like, what's the span of all these experiences? Like, what are the volume of people that are currently serving in the military versus not serving in the military? How many people actually went? How many DRBs have they went to? What did you learn? What haven't you learned from it? The only thing I'm really seeing is that people get gorilla when they go to these DRBs. I mean, I'm seeing a comment or two where positive things happen, but I think we got to keep on reading. I don't know. I mean, but if I can have a counter right now, right on my counter, I've only seen like maybe 2 or 3 positive comments. So does it work? I don't know, and it's weird, right? If I go off the comments here, like if I'm just like a neutral person coming in, I would say maybe not, or I don't know. But then here's me. I've never been to mass. I've got in a lot of trouble throughout the Navy, but I learned from it. And I mean, I moved on, and like, you know, I made chief in like 10, 11 years. So I don't know, man. But it all depends on the influence that you have around you, man. So, but let's see what else people saying. Yeah. All right. See, all right, here's another comment. All right. So D Lynch 734. Does DRB work? No. DRB currently is an ass chewing and finding evidence to send the cell up further by scare tactics and word tricks. How DRB should go. Oh, so this person said they're gonna give you how DRB should go. So this is how DRB should go. Check this out. Okay, so here I go. I'm reading. All right, I'm reading. All right. This is how DRB should go. Talk about what happened. Why? How did this happen? Actually, this is usually when you find out problems the sailor is going through, they might have or that caused or contributed to the incident. How can we make sure this doesn't happen again? Another question. How can we, the mess, right? How can we help to ensure your career is on the up and up from here? Then next, assign a chief as a real mentor to this sailor, not one from his department or anything like that. And then follow up and guide the sailor forward. Okay, all right, cool. That's you know what? This is more of the type of comments that we actually need. I mean, it's important for people to express themselves and let their experiences be known, but constructive things like this is helpful too, right? Like recommendations, suggestions and stuff, right? I'm sure. So a lot of these people that's answering some of these questions with things like this, they have leadership qualities. They probably are leadership. And every sailor, honestly, in a sense, is a leader. Believe it or not. So this person goes on to say, Chiefs, stop trying to enter careers for things that a lot of you have done already and already have them in your records. Everyone makes mistakes. And you should make sure that you have all right, they said everyone makes mistakes and you should make sure that you leave every command better than when you came. Okay. In my experience, the biggest impact on morale and motivation, it starts with the mess. Maybe. That's true. But I mean, I had to keep it a stack because when it's right, right? I said a humbling comment. I hear this loud and clear. All right. All right. Ooh, I think I'm gonna actually do a separate YouTube video, actually ranking the comments on these, right? So I have 2 YouTube videos that's coming out in the near future. So I just recently released a slight short, sort of like promoting for my podcast video episode 21. But I also have one for like I got 2 coming. One is gonna be for mental health, but let's not learn the mental health, and then also is gonna be one about this, right? I'm gonna have to do like maybe like 10 of the best and 10 of the worst comments or something like that, right? But anyway, all right. Yeah, these guys, man, they saying all types of stuff. So Stillwolf 73 says, do they work? It depends on what you're trying to do with them. You're trying to allow a bunch of grown men the ability to scream, throw papers, and carry on, do all that stuff. And yeah, it's gonna work. But if you're trying to scare a junior sailor into realizing their mistakes and have a come to Jesus moment with them, I mean, it can be handled more privately than that. You're trying to use it as a fact-finding board, and very rarely have I ever seen it work. All right, another comment like that. All right, are we at 5 comments that actually help? All right. If by word you mean correct the problem, solve them. But if by word you mean find out what's going on, who's involved, then yes, it's very effective in this regard. All right. This Gregorius troglodyte, right, says, if you resort to yelling in a DRB, you already lost. This person says, if you resort to yelling in life, you already lost. All right. Okay. This person says, okay, I haven't been cupcakes and hacksaws. That's a cool name. I haven't been to one, but I know a guy who said he had chiefs walking up to him, getting in his face like they were begging him to hit them or something. Another chief kept interrupting the sailor, accusing the sailor of lying in the DRB while he was playing Angry Birds. How do you know he was playing Angry Birds? Sailor admitted what he did to the board and why it was wrong. Then the chief looked up from his phone again and accused him of lying before going back to his phone. Obviously, not paying attention. That's stupid. Agent from a large hospital once upon a time. This is the norm in my experience. All right. Okay. All right. This guy, he recently went. All right. He recently went to DRB. We got, what's his name? Premium King 684. He said, Chiefs will say that it's a fact finding, but it's partially true. I went to DRB for missing FEP. Damn, you missed FEP? Come on, man. Why are you missing FEP for, man? You already know. We got PRT coming up. Anyway, my chain, they threw me to the wolves, and they've been waiting to send me out. They've been waiting, and I let them do it by missing FEP. But you couldn't do push-ups, bro? Come on, man. Come on, man. You ain't want to go on a track, and that's what happened. Anyway, I felt like it felt like S afterwards, and I have no drive left to continue being a sailor. Nothing got pushed past the Chiefs. Basically, acting like nothing happened. Well, Premium King, I will say this, man. All right, so you miss FEP, and that I tell you, when you on FEP, as long as you going, FEP is fine. As long as you going, everything good. But I will tell you, everybody that's on FEP, well, most people that's on FEP, they got that spotlight on them, that limelight on them. The day that they miss it, and I don't know how much excess fat or like how out of shape you are, but there's always somebody looking, and there's always somebody judging you on your inability to be fit. And so, like, minors become majors, like when you're in these situations where you're in the limelight and everybody's looking and waiting for you to mess up. And I'm not saying that it's right, or I'm not saying that you are asking for DRB or anything like that, but I'm saying that it's much easier to be in that position. And then after that, you go to DRB, like, yeah, man, you're gonna feel like that's what they wanted you to feel like. But I don't think that maybe they didn't take account of the type of person you are, your personality and all that, right? Because now you said you feel bad now. You got no drive and all that stuff, right? You got no drive to continue being a sailor. I'm gonna keep it tall though. You said you got no drive to continue being a sailor, but you going to FEP. One of the things a sailor has to do is stay in shape. So were you motivated to be a sailor or not? You got to think about those type of things, man. Listen, let all that stuff brush off you Get back in Feb, right? Stop being in the limelight. Do a few extra push-ups, sit-ups, do some planks, right? Put your headphones on, go on a track, hit it hard, diet a little bit, and let all that go behind you, man. Don't allow people to make you make decisions for your life. All right, that's my best advice to you. I mean, I'm sorry that those guys made you feel like crap and all that stuff, but I'm telling you, don't let negative influences make you make decisions that keep your life in shambles. All right, if I was your chief, I'd probably tell you that, man. Right, just pick yourself up. A lot of people would kill to be in a position where you are, where you're in the Navy, you making money every day, like you got the ability to take care of yourself and your family, your girl, if you got a girlfriend or whatever, wife, whatever the case may be. You in a good position, man. And the ones that probably made you feel like crap, just let it go, man. You know, because sometimes people, they talk to you and they esteem you from where they are in life. Maybe they hate their lives, right? Maybe they got an extra 30, 40 pounds and they projecting all that stuff on you. Let that stuff roll off your back and keep on going, man. All right, premium. So shout out to you, salute to you, whoever you are, man. I hope that you're doing better. I hope that you get back in Feb, do what you got to do. I hope that you listen, man. The best way to get them back, right? I'm telling you how to get revenge, right? But the best way to get them back is to just better yourself. Because when you better yourself, nobody can't say nothing. And a lot of people in the Navy, they love to talk junk about a lot of people, right? I mean, man, they just be waiting for people to mess up. And once they mess up, jackpot. But once you get your stuff together, they got nothing to say. I'm telling you, a lot of people used to always talk a lot of junk, joke on me and all that stuff. But when I started being a number one out of all that, nobody got nothing to say. When I started being the president of things and actually making things happen and having results, nobody have nothing to say. And that's how it is, man. Better yourself, man. All right, shout out to you. Anyway, let me move on, man. All right, so Milo Sword. Who is Milo Sword? Is Milo Sword is a female. All right, a meat popsicle. Milo Sword. All right. Oh yeah, I seen her earlier. All right, shout out to her. She got orange eyes. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, come on. So, all right. So Milo Sword says, I went to DRB as a second class for telling an officer to get bent. What does get bent mean? That sounds like something crazy though, but anyway, they got yelled at, but it only lasts about 15 minutes and she was awarded some EMI. Nothing they said was wrong though. You know what? I like this seller right here. They taking accountability. The biggest point they drove was it was a poor example of them for letting their junior sailors see them as an LPO act like that, you know, talk to an officer disrespectfully. They said that they were setting them up for failure by setting an example. And this second class said like they couldn't really even refute that because, I mean, they did it. All right, so as a chief, I probably said, okay, this is a chief that's talking. All right, so as a chief, I probably sat about more than 60 DRBs at multiple commands. The outcome is largely based on the tone of the CMC and whoever happens to be sitting in a chair. Effective DRBs, it includes a brief, okay, beforehand, right? Vision talks to roles, sitting in the DRBs and all that good stuff, right? And the chair, they direct traffic or whatever. Ineffective DRBs, they're the opposite of all that. With no defined roles, it just seems to turn into a free-fall bitch session. And honestly, that person would rather be anywhere else. Oh, so this is a chief saying like, all right, when it comes to the point where everybody just yelling, screaming at the sailor for all this stuff and there's nothing real good coming out of it, even they would rather be somewhere else. Honestly, it's like that with everything. I mean, it's no different like with this military stuff, right? If you sitting there, a whole bunch of people just talking shit about somebody or, you know, whatever, Ain't nobody really trying to sit down and do that all day. That's a waste of time. I'm sorry. Like even now to this day, if it's a circle and we just sitting there talking junk, like whether or not the person is there, like I'm not trying to stay for that, man. Especially when it's sailors, people you supposed to be developing. You just talking a whole bunch of shit about them. Like, I ain't trying to stay for that, man. That's ridiculous. All right, but anyway, I responded back to that. Get bent. Wow, what does get bent mean? I've never heard that, but it sounds kind of funny. All right, so my little Suave replied back. It was a bit more than that. He was a chief and not officer and generally effing things up. I remember saying verbatim that he didn't know what he was talking about. His guidance wasn't sought after and appreciated or needed, and he'd leave the guys doing PMS alone, all that good stuff. Yeah, not setting an example. I mean, that's common, right? He said he needed to be there to see them work because he signed their evals, and I laughed at him and I told him his signature on the eval meant Jack S word. I still don't think I was wrong for telling him to get back in his lane, but my approach, it was abrasive and it was unprofessional. He was showing a willingness to learn instead of teach him. I shut it down. Yeah. I mean, I will say this, man. If your leaders like they keeping around being humble, man, like come on, man. Like you gotta give them a little something, man. I see a lot in this room that's like that got their 2 cents to say about leadership and all that. But if they trying, let them try. Even if they're not there, if they putting that effort forward, let them put that effort forward and get better as a leader, man. Because you're gonna be there one day if you're not. Trust me. I used to talk a lot of junk about my leaders too. And then I got there and I was like, damn, it's not as easy as I thought. Trust me. All right. I was a giant pain in the ass on a permanent power trip. So yeah, they played that in too. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. All right. Let me get to another one. All right. All right. Jesus. Yo, they got some stuff to say, man. There's a lot to unpack, man. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is crazy. All right. Yeah. I'm about to end this. This is, I mean, it's more stuff. This is gonna be a comment that I could use to work with for later videos and whatnot. But all right. I'm gonna read a few more comments and then I'm gonna go. All right, so this person says the DRB veteran 4 times. I can say they're bullshit. All right, 4 hours, things to complete waste of time, nothing more than authorized hazing process. Supposed to be constructive, but the majority of cheat they use it as an opportunity to get their dicks hard by making grown men cry. Yeah, we both been in the same school. Yep. Yeah. All right. So my next topic, I gotta do something a little bit where it's not gonna be just, I mean, I understand people keeping it real and stuff, and that's cool, but I just need a little, different. I need a mix more. I ain't gonna front, like, if you're a chief, I do encourage you to stop by and take a look at the Navy Reddit page, because it's crazy. And especially if you're a garbage chief, man. If you're a garbage chief, man, you need to take a look in there. You really need to examine yourself and see, are they talking about you or not? And if you're thinking like that, there's a chance for you to get it together. Especially if you stuck. If you're not making rank and whatnot and you trash and you trying to get it together, okay. Come look here and get the reality. Get the no, like this is beyond command climate stuff right here. This is cold hard. I'm at the bar and I'm just talking about how I feel type stuff. But if you really care about your career, if you care about those that you're supposed to serve, right? Come look at this page. Keep it humble. Embrace humility, because some of you This is you. Some of you, these are these cases, these stories. Some of you, these sailors are talking about you. You've affected somebody negatively here. Only thing I'm like, most of these comments, what I'm seeing is about how poor we are as chiefs, as leaders in the Navy. So I would say, if you're gonna come and take a gander, really put on that cloak of humility and come look and see, like, damn, man, am I doing my best? Am I actually doing my best? Am I the best leader, the best chief, the best anchor, the best goat that I can be? Right? Some of you that have committed some of these offenses, because that's what they are, they offenses. These are offenses right here. Right? Come look at this, and then ask yourself, ask your juniors, what can I do to be better? Even if you already crossed that line and became that terrible leader, or that ineffective leader, or that unengaged leader that's not on a deck place. I challenge you to have the balls to come and ask, what can I do? How can I serve you? Because real leaders know that you serve your sailors. You serve all your subordinates, your employees, and all that good stuff. Because you already made it. You trying to build them to get where you are. Because like they said, right? The reality is we are old and crusty, and we're going to be out of here way before them sometimes. And we want to make sure that they are better. They're better off when we leave them than when we found them. That's what it's supposed to be about. That's what I was taught when I first joined. And now I'm seeing now, F the chief mess, F this leader, this, F this person, that, I'm not inspired, it's a waste of time, da-da-da-da. That's not good. Earlier I talked about aces. Aces saying, I don't even want to be a damn chief anymore. I seen first classes cry for not making chief. And I did laugh, I ain't gonna lie. But I seen them cry for not making chief. Now I got right now, like so many, not even trying to get to retirement, just straight getting out. They like, I don't give a damn. Come on, man, we gotta do something right, man. I can't even find. Damn, man, I thought I'd be able to get a streak going of finding like some real nice comments and all this stuff. And I haven't found like 5 yet, man. That's crazy. But anyway, man, I'm gonna get going on this because, like, honestly, I can't find, and you know what? These things don't really like really affect me in a bad way like that. Thank you for all the sailors and whatnot that has contributed. Thank you for all the sailors that were forthcoming in everything that they were talking about. Thank you for keeping it real, right? Because you guys keeping it real, you showing us what it really is. And honestly, we need to know that. Like, to keep it real, we need to know that. That's how we get right, and that's how we change, hopefully, right? Change for the better. That's how we become inspiring again, by looking in the mirror and seeing what's wrong and getting our stuff together from it. Hopefully. That's why I'm making some of these now. The more I go deep into this, I'm like, damn, we actually have to get it together. And I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm not here for a long time, right? I'm not here for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've been away from my family forever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not here for a long time. Right? I don't have much of a stake in this after a while, but I would tell you that, like, after I'm gone, this is still going to be here. And if you got a piece in the pie, make sure that you you laying the right foundation down, man. Right? And when it comes to like these whole like these comments and all that, if it's not you, if you not any of these people in here, right, that they talking about, and you one of the good ones, one thing that they taught me or taught us during the season was about accountability. But that got to be a lot more than just a word. But is this evidence that like not enough accountability is going on? You know, like I've seen I've seen where it'll be some that just don't do anything, not effective and don't help anybody. And they're still around and everybody knows. And nobody say anything. And you know what? If somebody hit me up, oh well, you know, you could have said this better. Oh, you shouldn't say this. And you know what? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, at least that's somebody trying to be hold your brother accountable. But I will challenge you to also hold like, and this is out in the open. I get it, but those who in secret and that's doing BS, talk to them too. And maybe that conversation has happened, but maybe it's not. And then what? Like we can actually change this right here, man. Maybe this person says This person says, let's see. All right, cool. No, I'm not even gonna read anymore. I'm not. Like I said, shout out to everybody that has contributed. It's so many comments, man. Like most of them is not good, man. But I'm gonna get off my soapbox, man. I'm gonna get off my old man soapbox. I'm gonna get off my old man soapbox. Now let me just look. You know what? Because I got to now, man. I said I'm gonna stop reading, but I need to just find like some positive ones now, man. I have to. All right. Let me see. Let me see. All right. I gotta find. I gotta find at least one or two more, two or three more. All right. Yeah. All right. This is not bad, right? This is coming from Fluffus Maximus. Says I'm an officer. If the infraction fits, they pushing for dismissal. He said he'd been successful plenty times because he did consult DLCPO before DRB. However, the DRB is only successful if the sailor wants it to be. It's a two-way street. The caveat is DRB must also be effective and honest. That's all right. Damn, this inflation person is dropping bombs. I ain't even noticed that they was like this. All right, they said you, sir, ma'am, should go to DRB. Oh wait, you can't because the Chiefs mess. Even if you were in there, I doubt they would even show you what it is really like. It would immediately become so civil. The seller wants to be respectfully get. Oh wow. They say if the seller wants it to be respectfully get at. You have the same mentality of the Chiefs. That's the intimidate in the confection. True or not? All right, that's crazy. Yeah, yeah. This person, this inflation person, they really hating it. Yeah, yeah. This person hating. This person inflation. They really hate. They hate the math. All right. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. They got a lot to say, man. Yeah, man. Somebody need to talk to this inflation guy, man. Just see if everything all right with him. You know, because yeah, man. I don't know what. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, I can't find any. I can't find any. Yeah. Let's see. DRBs been perverted from the original purpose intended DRBs to gather facts regarding an incident, situation, etc. But it's overwhelmingly become a bitch session where anchors just want to yell at the seller. This is intended. It's used. If it's used as intended, helpful for the sellers. All right. And Clandestine Canoe Club says only when a guy wants to be saved from himself. When the outcome is uncontrollable, best to have formal, brief administrative procedure if required by the command and forward it on. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All right. This is another one. Costas 125 says, I wouldn't call my DRB a positive experience. Really, it just ramped up my apathy for the Navy. DRB when I was in just seemed like a bunch of cheese berating you as hard as possible before you went and talked to the XO. I asked what he'd do. He said he was frequently late, falling asleep in the class he was attending. He was on 3-session duty and in dry dock while attending sea school for this qual that the ship needed. He said he didn't have to be on a ship except for duty days. Whenever he had duty, uh, he would get about 3 hours for sleep and like he had to still work, be on the watch bill, etc. Right? Of course, despite going to school, he routinely called in for muster or some document signed at like 5 in the morning or 5 at night. None of these circumstances mattered to the chief's mess. He was insulted, demeaned, berated, and dehumanized for 30 minutes. XOI went better. He said the XOI pretended to treat him like he was a human being. Okay. Oh, what? And that's coming from. All right. All right. Let's see. All right. It's another one. That's another one. All right. So this person says, all right. Oh, yeah. I seen this one. Leroy B. Jenkins said, DRB is like going to the principal's office. Most sailors, they back down at this point. Your head chef would threaten you with the MAs, but most of them are the equivalent of Paul Blart Mall cops. If you feel like they're in the right, they'll never back down. All right. You shouldn't back down if you feel like you're right. Right. You can take it all the way up if you're an asshole and want to prove a point. Captain's match is like going to the superintendent. That's the real deal. Captain pretty much decides your entire fate at his or her sole discretion. If the captain is for the boys like Walt Slaughter, you're on the clear. If the captain is a nerd like Amy Buerschmidt, I don't know who that is, then you're effed. Right. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, yeah, that is wow. We made it to the end, and I want to say it seemed like I only got like maybe about 5 good comments on that. So I don't know, man, but I don't know how I feel about that. So no, I can't say I don't. I don't. I'm not upset with that right there. I mean, I'm kind of I felt some kind of way that it got to this. Like when I first came in, it didn't seem like this at all, but now like this is how it is. This is like what most people are saying. This is a lot of crazy comments about it. Also on social media, I'm seeing like, people going back and forth with like Chiefs, senior Chiefs. I'm seeing people going crazy on McPon and things like this. And like the McPon, like, honestly, I don't know everything about the guy, but I met him before. He used to be my CMC. And he was cool, man. He wasn't like that. So I don't know about like all those claims of him like being this messed up person. I don't. But I don't know, man. It just seemed like it just seemed crazy. That's all I'll say. But these comments, man, they don't lie. And a lot of these people, I'm sure they're not just making up a whole bunch of stories and stuff. Because like I said, I've been to DRB. I know how it go, man. But oh man, I don't know. Anyway, shout out to everybody that been paying attention. Shout out to everybody that been tuning. If you haven't already, follow me, subscribe. Hey, I'm gonna be here next week. I'm gonna have another topic. If you have a suggested topic or suggested comment, feel free to send me a message or something, man. Also, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, follow me on all them platforms, man. Also, check out my podcast. I have a little more fluidity and all that stuff. And catch me at Growth Talks from a Veteran. Also, growthtalksfromaveteran.com. All right, catch me on there. Also, follow me on Twitter at tone_IM. Right, and shout out to everybody. Like I said, you guys can check in the description. You could check for the number if you ever want to leave a voicemail. But please, just try not to hit me up on texts and calls and stuff. Because I'm telling you straight up, man, I'm not going to be able to answer the calls like that. I might answer the text here and there, but it'll be best to just join the stream, join the chats, and I can get you from there. That way I'm not multitasking and doing a whole bunch of stuff. So I got no other entries on this page, man. All right. So shout out to everybody that's been checking into the stream. Salute to everybody out there. I'll see y'all on the next stream. See y'all on the next video. See y'all on the next podcast, short, all that good stuff, man. Reach out to me anytime you want. Salute to y'all.